Let's start our first match of the day. Or the night,
Indeed.
I guess.
It's gonna be a long one, that's for sure.
Or it could be a really short one. You never really know with ZVZ.
Truth. Alright guys, we are in on our first map. The first map is going to be Odyssey LE. Now, I'm going to go ahead and introduce this guy down here in the bottom right hand corner, because he is from my clan, of course. The orange Zerg pieces from Inside Gaming. It is InnerOrditer.
And spotting to the top left of Odyssey, the blue Zerg from the Confederation. It is Waffles.
Oh god, we gotta redo the introductions. Bad scenes are scenes. Kicking this thing off like a jam. Alright, so in the top left hand corner, we do have Waffles, as he did just introduce, versus InnerOrditer. Sorry about that. Like I said, it's gonna be a long night. We're gonna get the hiccups out early.
Yeah.
So what do you think, man? ZVZ, casted by two Terrans. This could go the best game ever. You know, you never know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they both seem to be opening up with a pretty macro-oriented builds, and they're both going hatch first. And yeah. So with the Nero matchup, we'll just see how their builds deviate after they get their pulls up.
Yeah, that's usually where ZVZ is going to start to deviate. I'm curious to see who is going to try to skip, possibly do that Roach Warren first. Maybe go straight Ling Bling the entire game. We have gas coming down here for Waffles, as well as InnerOrditer. InnerOrditer's pull is slightly faster there. See if that actually plays into effect with maybe some Lings popping out a little bit sooner.
Yeah, we can already see their builds, like, even just being slightly varied, and it can actually make a really big difference in the long run.
Hello, Interweb, says Waffles. So yeah, ZVZ in the early games are generally just let me build a hatchery and let's shake hands for a bit. I don't see any 12 pulls, so we're good there. No bailing nuts just yet. Looks like they're going to save up for that. Guys, of course, they can't do that until the pool is done, so you know how that goes.
Yeah. It appears we have a gentleman's agreement where they both just agree to play macro builds and no cheese.
Did Energist cancel speed by any chance? It looked like he did.
Well,
Yeah, it looked like he must have canceled the speed because it looked like he had started it and then decided to cancel it. So a little curious about that. I thought maybe he's going for a faster bailing nest, but of course not. He's just going to get his metabolic boost rolling.
Yeah. Oh, Waffles has his banging nest coming down, and he seems to be getting a little bit more lings than InnerOrditer.
Yeah, he is keeping a couple back, but it looks of it scouting around, maybe? The lonely Ling hiding out behind the extractor over here.
Oh, got a ling skirmish in the middle. Just Waffles retreating back to his own base.
Here we go. Ling's use tackle attack. Apparently, quick attack was slightly faster for InnerOrditer there.
Yeah.
Does it do nearly as much damage as tackle? He will send a couple Lings up the front ramp here and get in here and poke around to see exactly what he can find out. I'm curious why Waffles kept one Ling back. Okay, he's morphing into a Baneling. Now, do we have a Baneling nest for Inner? No, he doesn't have a Baneling nest yet. It is on the way in his natural.
Yeah.
It
Though he's
like,
making tons of lings.
Yeah, he's going for a faster third, though. Waffles already has the third base down. It is under siege. You gonna defend this? Yeah, he is gonna defend this. 4 Lings gonna make their way down here now.
And Waffles is gonna have some really good banging hits.
I was gonna say, he might want to focus fire that. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Where's the first Baneling at?
I think it's still in the corner, yeah.
Yeah, it's still in the corner up here. Just hiding out like a champ.
Well, surround. This doesn't look very good for Waffles right now.
Nah, he's gonna wind up losing his third base here for sure. The Baneling gonna have to be the only defensive unit until these Lings pop.
Yeah, and InnerOrditer is droning behind this, so it's not like some sort of all-in.
No, let's see if he,
Ooh.
Okay, that wasn't the most devastating Baneling connection, but it was still one that probably could, really swing the tide back the other way here. He's letting some Lings slip by into the main.
Ooh. Maybe could hide those and morph them into banglings.
I think there's
but InnerOrditer is definitely, with this early pressure, he's just droning behind this, and he's way ahead in workers.
And he's still choosing to stay on that Ling Bling. Bangling's about to finish up here, going to make their way into the main base mineral line. Now that this is a decent connection, this could be it right here and now.
Oh.
5 drones, not the best connection, but it's still definitely some economic damage.
Now we see InnerOrditer, he's definitely going really hard on these Zerglings, while Waffles is taking up to Roaches. So we'll see how they fight out in skirmish and whether Orbiter can get a good surround on them.
InnerOrditer should actually have this game. He's 38 workers to 14. He did kill all 14 drones earlier. But a total of 9 were killed in the natural there. We do have a Roach, another hatchery being added on. There is a Roach Horn in play now. InnerOrditer can hit a very decent timing here and just Ling Swarm his opponent. He does have the economy for it, and he is on 3 base. So if he can get in here, meanwhile we do have some Lings making their way south or southeast, I guess you could say, towards the 3rd base of InnerOrditer. The army is across the map now. These Lings will see this. Let's see if he comes back to defend.
And Waffles was forced to make his 3rd hatchery in his main base. So if he wants to actually mine from like another location, it's going to take a really long time before he could even do that. So he's really behind.
3rd base is still under siege over here. He's got to come down here to defend it. He did use 1 Baneling, but yeah, he should be able to hold this off now. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, some Banelings trading out with one another. 7 drones were killed, by the way. Oh!
That's a brutal Bangling hit, but InnerOrditer is still like double the supply of Waffles.
Yeah,
so it's really not looking good.
We do have a lair on the way here for Waffles, so he is trying to take up to that lair. There's no lair out. I was going to say there is one in the natural for InnerOrditer. Always throws me off when a Zerg moves their lair to like a 3rd base or something.
Yeah.
We're Terrans, man. We like things being stationary and where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, man. All tech in one place. Just please don't doom drop me.
That is generally the rules of TBT, though.
Oh,
We do have a
man.
couple Evo chambers being added on for InnerOrditer at the front base here, or his natural. 10 roaches about to pop out. It looks like he is wanting to pressure here before his opponent gets his roach count too far, or too big. So far, I will say Waffles has definitely been behind the majority of this game. I don't know if it's nerves, or if it's got a couple Banelings making their way around the outside edge of the map.
Yeah, InnerOrditer is really just ahead in every single possible way. Like, his workers are... He has about 10 more workers, and his army supply is miles apart from Waffles, who's just taking his 3rd base.
Interestingly enough, both players choosing to add on that macro hatch. Do have some Lings checking around, make sure there's no hidden bases anywhere, but InnerOrditer is going to move out across the map here. And you might actually be able to close it out with this Roach push, as there's just no army here. It's just Banelings back home for Waffles.
Yeah, even though he made a macro hash, he just does not have the money to make an army to the size of InnerOrditer, who's also reinforcing off the back of this.
Yeah, 73 arms supplied at 10. A lot of it just started being queued up here for Waffles, so he's not going to be out in time to stop this.
Yeah, this seems like GG any second now.
Bailey's going to splash harmlessly on the backs of them roaches. Drones just getting in here trying to fight them off. 18 drones being killed so far, and it's basically the entire economy gone for Waffles. And that should be game number 1 here any second. The 3rd base trying to finish up for Waffles, but he just does not have enough out here to defend. Barrage just being added on. GG going to get called out, and that will give InnerOrditer game number 1.
Yeah, it just seemed that InnerOrditer, his early aggression really just snowballed into this giant lead that he was able to just really dominate that entire game.
There will be loser picks on this next map. There's ATA, and I do believe Abyssal. Did Abyssal get vetoed earlier?
I don't think
No,
so.
okay.
No.
Abyssal and ATA are left.
Yeah.
We just need to get a map pick from Waffles. Now, these are best of 3 series, guys, until finals, where we will go best of 5. It's vetoed. You vetoed it. Abyssal and Ascension are left. Alright, it will be Abyssal Reef. He is ratty, apparently. Ratty.
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 I'm all ratty.
Are you ready? Are you ready for more ZVZ?
Oh man, I'm ready to see what Waffles is gonna do because InnerOrditer's early aggression seemed to really pay off. So I wonder if Waffles is gonna try to do the same thing.
And here we go, spawning into the top left-hand corner. The orange Zerg piece is currently up 1-0 in the series, looking to close this out. He goes by the name of InnerOrditer from Inside Gaming.
And now, spawning in the bottom right, representing the Confederation, the blue Zerg, it is Waffles.
Down 1-0. Here, now what do you think you're going to do in this? Are you going to try to play it safe, you know, just try to stay alive, force a game 3, or would you put everything on the line right now with like a 12 pull? I mean, he's not going to do a 12 pull. He is droning up here. Looks like he's going to play it safe.
Yeah, it seems both of these players are just comfortable with their hatch first builds, and I don't know if they're actually. They don't seem to really want to absolutely go full on rush all late.
Hey, I'm all about the rush game, man. If there's a rush game, let's rush. It's just the best way it is. I think it's the fastest. Keeps the game entertaining. Of course, I've been raging about Blink Stalker all ends, you know, so.
Yeah.
That's all that's been killing me lately on ladder.
Although I did just get caster cursed as Waffles is going for a pool before pool and gas before hatchery.
This is true. Now this could easily catch InnerOrditer off guard here. I mean, he does have his pool on the way, his gas is on the way. Now this just means he's going to want to pour on the aggression, and this could very easily snowball this game in his favor. It's just a matter of how well is InnerOrditer going to scout this. I mean, he hasn't sent a drone over, so he doesn't think his opponent is going to be doing anything too cheeky. Going to rely on that Overlord scout. He is just going to get his macro hatch up, or natural hatchery up and rolling here. The first 2 links are going to pop out here. The Overlord will catch these, so.
Well, it seems that InnerOrditer is getting links of himself, so it'll really depend on the roach follow-up that Waffles has to see whether he can defend. I mean, attack Orbiter.
Yeah, he's actually choosing to skip past that Baneling phase. I mean, again, this is where it comes down to, does your opponent catch this? Does he sniff it out and go, okay, you're pouring on the aggression here. The only thing that follows this up is going to be Banelings or Roaches, and I don't see any Banelings. So at this point, when you're in a ZVZ, if you just hit a perfect timing on your Lings, you will get in here and kill your opponent before he can get too many Roaches. Big Mama Queen going to make that slow walk down here to start picking at that Overlord.
Yeah, InnerOrditer is just circling Lings around the Overlord path to try to catch Waffles off guard.
It's actually going to be very interesting. These Lings are on hold position here on this ramp. I do believe they might be able to slip one in. Not quite sure on the actual size of the Ling. I think it's like 1 square, so he will be able to slip it in there.
Yeah. But the Roaches are about to pop out, so he should be able to defend this.
I mean, he'll lose a Queen. Don't lose the Roaches. You need to see the Roaches, man. You gotta see the Roaches here, Orbiter. If you don't see these Roaches, you're gonna be in a very dicey situation, man. I think he did see them though.
Yeah, it was a good Overlord spread. So even if he didn't see them, he would see them going towards his base if Waffles decides to attack.
Yeah, so he does have a queen down here on the lower ramp, trying to close it off a little bit. Now, if he does read into this and realize his opponent is going into roaches, he should just be able to get a bunch of spines and hold this off very easily and get a roach horn of his own. Now, these roaches don't have +1 or carapace or armor, so he's going to poke in here in the natural and try and keep these roaches back, cause a little bit of panic.
Yeah, but Waffles doesn't even care. He's just going in, and InnerOrditer sees this push coming out and immediately throws down 3 spines to try to defend it.
Yeah, he does have a Baneling Nest on the way, which at this point in time, a Baneling Nest is not going to be what he needs. He should have gone for a Roach Horn himself. Or just built like a good Ling Swarm with like 20-30 Lings, because at this point, with not having +1, the Lings should win out here. But if you take a fight on the ramp like this, you need to get that Ling surround and not let these Lings die, man.
Yeah, I think you can just pick off these spines one by one, or just run right past them into the main base to try to... Oh, there's a pause coming down.
Oh, there we go. You have a pause coming out here from Waffles, right as this aggression kicks in. Tactical pause? Maybe. So while we wait here, guys, in this situation as a Zerg, the best bet is, I like what InnerOrditer is doing here, trying to pull these drones and keep them alive. That's going to leave his spawning pool under siege, and that's basically all the tech he has as far as spawning army. So losing that and not having any kind of backup is going to be what really kills him off here. Yeah, this should generally be GG in a nutshell. Once you lose your spawning pool.
Yeah.
You do have some Lings here, but...
Yeah. He's just trying to make as many Banglings as possible, because he won't be able to make any more Lings to morph into Banglings, so... Should be GG soon.
There it is. Yep. GG going to be called out. That is going to tie the series at 1 apiece. We'll be right back with you guys for game number 3. The last map should be Ascension to Higher.
Bad faith in JSL chat pointing out that there are way too many Zergs in this bracket.
Hey man, you can't play Terran. Terran's like completely getting dunked on.
Yeah.
I've actually opted to go more to like a Sky Terran style.
Yeah, that's really... Yeah, the new Terran styles that are coming out are like... They're really interesting. And we've even seen things like Mech versus Protoss, which is often seen as impossible due to just every unit countering armored for Protoss.
Yeah, but you gotta think, I mean, Mech units do generally eat Storm a lot better than Marine Marauder. And that's generally the late game go-to when you're facing a Terran as a Protoss. Just waiting on the ready from Waffles here.
Alright, both players are readied up, and we're going to go into Ascension to Ire for our ace match of the series.
There we go. So Waffles actually went for more of a aggression, like I thought something might do. You know, you're down 1-0 in the series. You're on your elimination point. So why not just go for it? I mean, all or nothing either way at this point, as it is game number 3. Both players at 1 apiece, and in the bottom right hand corner, the orange Zerg Pieces from Inside Gaming looking to close the series out. It is InnerOrditer.
And in the top left, representing the Confederation on Ascension to Ire, the blue Zerg, it is Waffles.
Sporting that flaming goblin head there.
Yeah.
So Ascension to Ire, a map I generally keep vetoed personally because it's one I don't like the size of it. I don't like how it expands and plays out.
Yeah. It's really difficult for Terran since since your third and fourth base seem to be really spread apart. But since Zerg has creep and it's ZVZ, it will definitely pan out differently.
Both players once again going for their natural hatcheries. Now we did see this last game, except that last game Waffles opted for that faster Roach Warren. The question is, will he opt for something of a similar style knowing that that worked? Or will he just, play a general safe game? Spawning pool is faster for InnerOrditer here, so that will definitely play a factor into when these lings can actually pop out.
Yeah, so far this looks a lot more like Game 1, as they both are just doing the same build with InnerOrditer just a couple seconds ahead.
Overlord's going to bump head out here in the middle of the map.
Yeah, it's going to high-five each other on the way.
Ooh, high five, man.
Oh, that orange Overlord is pretty spiky, so that must hurt.
I mean, the blue one's pretty spiky, too. It's got some spikes, but not like... I mean, they're both pretty spiky.
Yeah, I would not want to high-five that.
Why not? It did not horribly go wrong. I mean... Plus, you ever wonder what keeps an Overlord afloat? I know there's gas or whatnot in there, but like when you kill it, there's like no gas. It's just a giant pile of blood and Overlord. I mean, what keeps it afloat?
One of the great mysteries of life.
Overlord's going to poke in here and see that their opponents have expanded. Now, InnerOrditer is going to send 4 lings across the map, and it will dodge the Overlord. Just barely.
Now, Waffles has his Bingling that started up.
Yeah, InnerOrditer did see these lings leave too, so he is going to take the high ground in the King of the Hill match. He will be able to catch his opponent coming across the map here with these 4 lings. But numbers game, man, 6-4. InnerOrditer also going to take that faster third. Generally, I disagree with this, especially when your opponent is already got more lings out on your side of the map.
Yeah, InnerOrditer making a lot more lings to back up his early third. However, Waffles is going to have his Bangling nest out like right now, so if he can just reinforce and make Banglings, he will definitely have the advantage here.
And Waffles has definitely got the speed advantage here, so speed's going to kick in a lot faster, and he will be able to reinforce a lot faster. InnerOrditer going to come out here and take over one of these watchtowers again. Make sure there's nothing going on out here.
Yeah, Waffles is making spine crawlers. I think he might have misread the situation here, and he might not have No, he's definitely scouted InnerOrditer's third base.
I just think he thinks InnerOrditer is going to pour on some aggression. So he's trying to defend his natural a little bit more because he's only saw like 4 lings, so he's like, oh god, where are the lings at? And he didn't realize he probably could have actually pressured a lot more. Now there are 2 Banelings morphing up here to the north of his third base. And if InnerOrditer just focuses down, he will end up killing this hatchery, but it looks like he is going to fight instead. Here we go, the Banelings rolling in here.
Ooh.
Okay, decent trade, not trading out too many lings, trading out 1 ling for a Baneling. It's generally what you want to do in a ZVZ. Not like game number 1 where you waste 12 lings on 1 Baneling.
Yeah, that hit was brutal.
Waffles actually going to tech up to that lair, and it looks like he's going to use Roach 4, and there we go. So he wants to get that Roach speed. There's no Evo Chamber. I mean, there's a pretty popular build, I do believe, and you get that +1 started before you get your Roach Ward.
Yeah.
A little bit of derp over here at InnerOrditer's base, trying to get his drones mining that gas. He's still only 3 gas. His opponent did go up to 4. Oh no, he did. I think he shouldn't back off too much here.
Yeah, their builds have seemed to align with each other again, as their workers and armies are relatively similar, although InnerOrditer is ahead. But their Roach Warren timings are going to be, and their lair timings are going to be almost on the dot.
A little bit of a scuffle over here where Big Mama Queen almost got picked off. Lynx tried to save the Overlord from being picked off there. It does just about supply cap Waffles, so he will have to pump out a couple overlayers to get that straightened out, which he does. Both players generally playing on point here. We do have some Banelings morphing in the middle of the map.
Yeah, it seems InnerOrditer is really posturing for an attack as it's 30 armory supplied to 12, so Waffles is moving his spine crawlers to his third to try to defend this.
He does have one in the natural and one in the main, so not too much damage should get done here. I mean, especially when you have slow Banelings and slow Roaches. Roach speed just now starting up for InnerOrditer, so it'll be a little bit before that is done. Waffles doesn't even have speed started. There we go. Looks like InnerOrditer is going to posture up to push out here. Jones being rallied to the third base. There is a total of 24 army supply to Waffles' name. He does not know where his opponent's army is at all either. So he is just going to be able to push right up this ramp. Take control of this high ground.
This is very scary, as it's not in any range of spine crawlers yet.
He does know his opponent has Roaches, but he does have more Roaches and Banelings. But he's just going to rotate down here to this third base. Trading out all the Banelings for Banelings. Easy, good enough trade there, but he is kind of stuck here on the defender's advantage. He's going to snipe the spine crawler, and he's just going to have to get on out of here, because he can't really fight this. Especially with more army popping out.
Speed.
Yeah, he does have Roach speed, so he will be able to reinforce a lot faster. 3 Ravagers being added on here. Overlord going to come down here and scout this, but Ravagers are going to finish up in time. Now, Corrosive Bile is going to add in a lot of DPS to this fight and force a little bit more micro out of Waffles.
Yeah, Waffles just seem to be putting down spine crawlers, although his bank is very large, so he can definitely afford it.
Yeah, he does have 600 mineral in the bank, so Corrosive Bile makes some decent connections there. It just comes down to who gets the concave, honestly. I mean, if a lot of your army is stuck in the back, but Waffles' positioning here is getting not in the best interest of his third. So it's just more and more Roaches being rallied across the map here.
Seems like InnerOrditer is definitely going to take this third, and really have a huge advantage, as he's also taken a fourth behind this.
Is a low ground fourth, too, and he is kind of expanding towards his opponent, but I'm not going to worry about that too much just yet. Personally, I don't like taking this as a base right away. It's just on the low ground and very exposed.
Yeah.
He does back off here.
You can see their tech switches are definitely deviating, as Waffles is going for, seems like a panic Muta switch, as although he does have the bank, he doesn't have the third base for it.
Yeah, and honestly, enough Roaches, and he will still be able to beat out the Mutas. Unless you're going to use the Mutas to try and do some economic damage and force kind of an awkward base trade.
Yeah, plus InnerOrditer already has his Hydrogen up, and we can see his Hydrogens are probably going to be in productions pretty soon. As his armor supply is still double the supply of Waffles.
I don't know, Biscuits. I think he can just jump on this and go. Because the Spire's not nearly done yet. It's still got about another 10 seconds.
You can also snipe that spine crawler that wasn't even burrowed yet. I still think you can just go in and kill him, to be honest.
With the Ravagers in the mix, most definitely. He's got a lot of army tied up in the third base over here. He's getting some Lings in to reinforce with this. You double your opponent's army supply.
Yeah, he seems to just be taking the safe route and just droning out.
I do like the decision to kill these Overlords. That's a little bit of mineral you're going to have to replenish.
Now we see both their techs with 12 Mutas and 11 Hydroliths.
Bailey's being morphed as well, and he's actually kind of on the clock here. These Mutas are about to finish up. And no Hydras with his army just yet. I mean, Waffles could very easily hold here. As the Mutas are going to start to pop out. But army supply is still more than 50 army supply, and a lot of these Banes are just going to roll right into these Roaches and clean up that army. There's no army left here to defend with except for these Mutas, and it just gotta wait for the Hydras to get here, and the Hydras are on the way. They are slow and don't have the range upgrade. And they're on attack move, so they are picking off Overlords. At this point, just trade out your Roaches and get Hydras. That's all you need. He does... Go ahead.
I may not be able to shoot the air, but I still have way too many units. And Waffles definitely can't stop this, as InnerOrditer is just overwhelming him.
I mean, even if he cleans this up, the Hydras are on his doorstep, and InnerOrditer has gone ahead and thrown down like 2 spores per mineral line over here.
Yeah. InnerOrditer just shooting ahead in supply, as it's looking very dire for Waffles.
I mean, a lot of these mutas really didn't get a full blast from these Hydras. Some of them were stuck in the back, and he doesn't have the Hydra range yet. So they really didn't have their full DPS there. Those were just shredded the Hydras. I mean, InnerOrditer might actually be in a bit of a tight situation here, because even though you have the bigger economy and more base count, if your opponent gets in here and starts doing enough damage, that's game just swings right back the other way.
Yeah,
Baneling connection.
Static.
This muta should be able to pick off this Baneling. There we go. Roach is being added on once again. Hydras are finally here to help with this.
Yeah, if InnerOrditer can just hold on for now, then he'll definitely be able to win easily.
I mean, if he just kills some mutas, it's over. Which he is going to do here with the Spore Crawlers and the Hydras. Oh, these didn't. One Hydra left. One muta left. GG is going to be called out. And InnerOrditer will advance with a 2-1 win over Waffles. And we will be right back with you guys for our next game here. Don't know who it's going to be yet.